Oh no.
What's up, Brad?
Now.
Oops,
Hey,
hold
Brian,
on.
how we
It's
doing?
going in a different. Now I can hear you over here. It's going on a different headset when I told it to go to my job router. Oh well. So how you doing, man?
Good. I just figured I'd drop in here, Mem, while you're waiting for your guest to appear, and just have you elaborate a little more on the Denver and see how that went. And of course, specifically, I want to know who did the AV, how'd that work. No audio, Brian. No.
You hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
There I have you.
That's weird because the sound's coming in at one and going to the other. So I can hear you in here and the audio is coming there. So all right, good. So Ellen, if you can hear me, go ahead and jump in the open seat and we'll jump in. Yeah, so the conference was great. I can't remember the guy who did the AV, but it wasn't super complicated. I know it started off on a bad note because we didn't have the right connection for Felicia's computer. But, it is what it is. All right, so here's Ellen. Accept. And all right, she's here. Yay.
Right, Ray.
I was in a clone Blab.
A cloned Blab. Oh, I hate when that happens.
What does that look like?
Well, apparently if you go to your main Blab page and click on the link that says scheduled.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It takes you to one that doesn't have the K2 bag at the end, whatever.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah. That's it must have been double entered or entered wrong. So sorry about that. I didn't double check that link because I went straight to Blab and just did it, so that worked good for me. So let's see if I can get my audio going to my headset here. Let's see. There we go.
I can't see you because my I don't know what's going on with my computer, but I can hear you fine. So
well, as long as we can see you, so it's all good.
I'll just fly blind here. So
all right. So it's weird, but this is Blab. This is what happens when you're doing Blabs.
It's
Ellen,
beta.
Yeah, it is. Amen. So all right. So tell us a little bit about you and what you've been doing and where you got started, where you grew up, what's your favorite ice cream flavor, whatever you want.
Oh wow. I thought we were going to talk about bacon. Wait a minute.
Well, we got bacon back here, and we are broadcasting.
Bacon flavored ice cream.
That's right, bacon flavored ice cream, broadcasting live from CBS, Central Bacon Studios.
There you go. Well, I'm Ellen Martin, and I currently reside in Copley, Ohio. I tell people I'm a native San Diegan from Ohio because I was born in San Diego and grew up in Ohio. And now I'm back.
Where in Ohio?
In the Akron area, Northeast Ohio. But it's Copley.
Okay,
I'm in a little town.
All right, I'm in Southwest Ohio right now, in Springfield.
Okay, I know where that is. Yeah, so
go ahead, Ellen.
Yeah, my favorite ice cream would have to be Breyer's mint chocolate chip.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Amen.
So we're here today to talk about membership sites, and you've got it's not even membership sites, but it's more of training platform you developed, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So
taking membership to the next level, really.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big shift going on right now in online information, and it's a shift from just selling information online to actually selling courses and having a lot more interaction with your audience and your students.
Yep.
And so it's an exciting shift for me because I've been saying for years I'd love to see more real e-learning online. I've always had a passion for education ever since I was a kid. Taught my brother how to ride a bike and how to read, from there. And from there, it was all history. Taught swim lessons. Then I taught ROTC to Navy midshipmen when I was at the University of Arizona. I was stationed there in the Navy. So now it's come full circle. 20 years after starting our web hosting and design company, we are now focusing on the e-learning and have created a platform we're calling Course Launcher HQ.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a lot of fun stuff. I'm excited about where all this is going and seeing people really get in there and be able to teach and change lives through online education.
Cool. So tell it, what makes this different than say Udemy or something like that?
The big difference is that you can have a lot more student interaction. You can give certificates and just you have a lot more control over it. So to take a step back a little bit, there's different kinds of platforms, and the one I've developed is all based off of WordPress and WordPress plugins.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have full control, full ownership of everything. And Udemy there's a place for Udemy. There's an audience for Udemy. But for Udemy, the courses can only be between $20 and $50. Mm-hmm. And so if you're really doing a high-end program, I call it a signature program or a signature course. If you're doing something really high-end like that, then you really want to have that full control and be able to price it the way you want. And so you can't do that on Udemy. But you do, like I said, Udemy has a place. It's a great place to get found and get noticed. But when you go for the more high end and start interacting with your audience more, it's WordPress, I think, is a place to be. Mm-hmm. There are some other what we call SaaS platforms, software as a service, where it's not WordPress based, and you can launch your course and you can still have that same kind of interaction. And a lot of people go with that. There's nothing wrong with those either. I just like WordPress because it does give you full ownership. You can pick it up and move it wherever you want and host it wherever you want. You can, it'll grow with you, really. So that's one of the biggies.
So that's some of the other ones are like what, Kajabi, or what are some of the others?
Well, Kajabi calls itself a course building platform. And maybe someday they'll get to what I consider a real course building platform. But at this point, what I've seen of the new Kajabi, you can build a course in there, but it doesn't have all the features of a learning management system. So you may see the term LMS thrown around, and that stands for Learning Management System. And with that, you can actually see where your students are in the course. It can check things off. You can give feedback, have assignments and quizzes, all that kind of thing. So new Kajabi's not there yet, but you can put up a course without all those extras.
Gotcha.
In my opinion, it's a little expensive to pay $200 a month, $2,400 a year or more to do that. There's options that are $100 to $150 a month that are much better, I think. So there's others. There's Thinkific. That's a very popular platform, and for some people, that's a good choice as well. Teachable, that's another SaaS platform that's out there, and it's a decent one. There's also one called Ruzuku that is getting some attention. There's over 200 platforms out there.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So you can kind of get caught up spending all your time just trying to figure out which one to use. And I actually did 6 months of research before I decided on all the plugins and the platform that I wanted to put together.
So yours is a system that you create your own WordPress, and then you plug all your stuff in there, and so it's a self-managed. So you own it. It's sitting there. It's not sitting on somebody else's platform. So what are some of the things that as far as setup goes, as far as maintenance goes? I mean, what happens with the system?
So what we've done is because we've been in the hosting business for 20 years, we're able to put together a hosted platform where we manage all the plugins, we manage the WordPress updates. All the tech side of it is handled by us.
Cool.
And so we actually, for anybody that signs up for the platform, they get a fully functioning site, and all they have to do is go in and set their settings and put their courses in, and they can run their courses. And we handle the tech. We support, if somebody gets stuck on how do I do this, we have tech support to help people out with that. So we actually just rebranded, and we've now calling the platform as we've got Course Launcher HQ as our overall brand, and then under that we've got the platform, which is what we were just talking about, and then we have an accelerator workshop where we actually teach live trainings to help people get through the setup within 30 days. So if you sign up for the workshop, you can actually have your course up and running within the next 30 days. And then we have the Academy, which has all kinds of different, some of them are just self-guided courses that you can take. And we're going to be adding a lot more different things like how to use Zoom. We'll do one on how to use Blab even. So a whole bunch of different things we're doing here. It's exciting stuff.
Cool. So is this a active platform right now? Are you selling it? Is it live or is it still in beta?
It's live. I'm saying it's in private beta because right now the only way to get in is to actually take the workshop, because I want to make sure people understand how to use it and are successful with it. And then as we grow and start scaling, it'll be available for people that can come in and just sign up. And we'll have self-guided, do-it-yourself training lessons available to show people how to do it. But right now you can only get in by taking the workshop.
So you have to have the super secret code. Talk to Ellen about it.
Well, it's not totally secret. In fact, I see that you posted the link here in Blab. So if somebody clicks on that, we are actually taking signups for our next workshop. And we're only taking 20 because I want to keep the numbers manageable. It's really high touch. We do office hours. We do whatever it takes to make sure that somebody can be launched without having to worry. You know, we've had people that never used WordPress before that came through the workshop and were able to launch a course on the platform. So it's
cool. So let's talk content. Let's say I have a course, like right now I have a course I'm working on. I've got videos, I've got an audio, I've got slides, and then I've got a PDF, actually a PDF of the slides and PDF homework for this particular course. How does that all integrate into your system?
Well, the PDFs, there's a couple ways you can deliver it. You can, if you want, put everything on S3 so that it's protected. I tell most people that, you know, if somebody really wants to give your stuff away, they're going to. So it's a lot of extra work to try to protect it on S3. But if you want to, that can be done. But at the most basic level, what we recommend to people is put your videos on either Vimeo or Wistia. You could put them out on YouTube if you wanted, but there's privacy issues there. It's harder to lock them down. And you can put them on S3 as well, because we use the Thrive content builder from Thrive Themes, and it has a component in it that you can drag and drop onto the page and lets you insert your videos really easily just by knowing the URL. And so then the PDFs and such, you can upload to your media library and link to it right in there. We provide a lot of templates because if you were just to buy all the plugins alone, then you have to figure out, okay, how am I going to lay all this out? Which theme's the best? But we provide the theme and the templates to make it pretty easy to load your all that stuff in there. Okay,
so you can handle all of that. It doesn't matter where you house the data, as far as the video, the audio, the PDFs, and stuff like that. You have to protect it, obviously, if you don't want it to get shared. But so it just integrates directly in from anywhere. So you're using external links to bring in all that stuff. It's not housed in the WordPress itself.
It can be the PDFs and such. We recommend you don't put the videos in the WordPress itself, just because it's better to have it on S3 or some kind of a video platform that's designed for speed and the hosting of videos. But you can, if you really wanted to, put them in there. But the PDFs, most people just put them right in their WordPress media library and link to them from there.
So how does Yeah, please go ahead.
Ellen, I just wanted to know, is for your product and for your service, who is your target audience subscriber ideally?
Well, right now we're working a lot with small entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that have some kind of a following and they're trying to put up a course online, mostly individual business people. But we also work a lot with nonprofit organizations. We do have a nonprofit that does online trainings for CEUs. So there's two different markets we're going after, but primarily right now we're bringing people into the platform that are doing, that are your internet marketers or have some kind of small business to medium-sized business.
So the current platform that I use is Wishlist Member, and it has a layer of protection. So I can set up one course and I can give, one person access to part 1 and 2, and then maybe a higher level will get 3 and 4. And is there a way inside of the system to protect it, based on different levels of membership?
There is, yes. So the way I've designed the system is I use a plugin called LearnDash as the basis. And with LearnDash, you can actually protect your courses by having people register and they get added to the course, and the only people that can access are the people that have been added. You can also, you can make it so that they can't move from lesson to lesson until they've completed the one before, things like that. You can even make it so that there are prerequisite courses. So maybe somebody owns 2 different courses, but you want them to complete the 101 before they go on to the 201. So you can actually set it up so that they can only do the second course after they complete the first. If you want a higher level of membership, if you're using Infusionsoft, there's a couple different systems that we integrate for that, either Membarium or iMember 360. And then for people that are using ActiveCampaign, you can either use WooCommerce memberships, or they're also coming out. The makers of iMember 360 are in beta with their ActiveMember 360. So I'm excited about that, because that will give us the ability to have some really cool membership things going on, and email follow-ups, that kind of thing. Awesome.
So what are some of the other features that makes your system unique and different?
Well, the big thing is the ability to have ownership of it. Have you heard of the Rainmaker platform?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's very similar to that in that it's all WordPress based, and we have an LMS built in, all that. But with the Rainmaker platform, if you decide you want to leave Rainmaker and go elsewhere with your stuff, you can export your content. But because they use a proprietary LMS, unless something's changed, you can't just pick up your courses and move them somewhere else. You'd have to rebuild them on another platform. Mm-hmm. So with this, everything I'm putting in here, if you decided you didn't like the Course Launcher platform for some reason, you could actually request an export of your entire site, including the courses. You could import them to your own server, wherever else you wanted to import them, and you'd be able to pick it up and take it with you. We also have the ability to scale, so you can start off really small and add features. We've got different packages. I talked a little bit about Membarium versus iMember 360. So depending on where somebody is, they may start off with a smaller package than that and then add those features later. Mm-hmm. So it's designed to grow with you. And if somebody got big enough that they needed their own dedicated server instance, we'd be able to accommodate that as well.
Cool. Brad, you got any other questions?
Ellen, yeah, I do. Ellen, are there any notable online marketers that are using your product right now?
Right now, because it's in beta, I don't have any of the big guys in there yet. I'm in talks with a couple people to start using it. But I will say that the scripts, the WordPress scripts that I chose for my platform, as I said, I spent about 6 months figuring it all out, and then I got it all figured out, delivered my course. And then when Digital Marketer delivered their mastery course, I bought that and I logged in. I said, oh, this is the same stuff I use. So as far as the scripts, yes, there are notable marketers using the same setup. It's just that they're not on my platform. They've done it on their own.
Okay. All right. Well, Brian, hey, thanks for some FaceTime up here. I'm going to bow out and let you bring some other folks in, but thanks for having me up for a little bit, and thanks for answering those questions, Ellen.
Yeah, it's good to meet you, Brad.
Take care, Brad.
Right,
thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Brian. All right.
All right. So I didn't want to block him, or just sorry about that. Hopefully he's still there. That wasn't what I intended. Sorry, Brad. I didn't mean to bump him. I just I tried to exit and hit the wrong one. So if anybody else wants to jump in, got any questions, want to say hi to Ellen, feel free. There's an open seat. And yep. Oh, Brad's still there. Good. Cool. So I'll give it a second, see if anybody else wants to jump on, ask some questions. If not, I'll ask some questions. So
Okay.
this is ready to go now. And do you want to talk price point, or would you rather not at this point just keep it private?
Well, it's if you click on the link to go over to the Course Launcher website, you'll actually see that we are actually selling the workshop right now for $997, and
Okay.
I've been told that that's pretty insane. The hosting and the plugins alone are worth that, but
Right.
I'm wanting to get a few people through it, get some. I want to have a number of people on the platform, so I'm selling it at kind of a ridiculously low price for the moment.
So what I'm understanding though is you buy the training and then you get the whole platform. And is there any monthly fees that go along with that?
Well, I give the platform free for a year, and then after
Okay.
that, it's going to be. I'm looking at it'll be $997 then for the following year. So essentially, you're getting the workshop part free. The price of the platform will actually be much more after that, after all the beta stuff is done too. So anybody that's thinking about doing it, I mean, if you went out and bought all the plugins yourself, it's over $500 just for the plugins that I'm including.
Wow. Okay. So for less than $100 a month, you get the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good price. And man, if you can't make $100 a month on your courses, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, and so when I said that like Udemy is appropriate for some people, there's a lot of people that just want to kind of throw up a course and not do much with it, and they may be selling it at a low price point. Udemy might be a good choice for them, but for somebody who's really serious about selling courses, WordPress is really a good option, and this platform I put together just right now, I think it's kind of a no-brainer at the price I've got it set at. So.
Yeah, no, it's a really good price. So if anybody else wants to jump in, got any questions, feel free to ask them. And I see we got something down here. It says, question, Rock Capital Pro says, what is a realistic time to have all the content and course ready for sale? 30 days?
Well, basically, the way I've set it up is if you've got your course already designed, you don't have to have all the content necessarily ready to go. You could actually have your sales page up and running and making sales of your course in 2 to 3 weeks. Basically, the third week is when we put up the sales page in the course, in the workshop. And then what you do then is you build out, so there's nothing behind the curtain in most cases. So you have your course all structured and presented, you start selling it, and then you can build it as you go. So you drip feed it. So each week as you make the lessons available, you just have to get the content loaded in before that week's lesson. So that's the way a lot of people are doing it. So, and by the way, that's Chris. You remember Chris?
Oh yeah, I do. Hey, Chris.
Deal. So that's Rock Capital Pro is Chris Deal. She's glad to see you here, Chris.
Awesome. So now let's say somebody has the course material but doesn't want to go through the whole process. Do you guys offer services that will set up everything for them?
We do offer it done for you. So we have a couple different levels. Right now we have the done with you, which is the workshop. And we have a done for you where somebody can come to us and set up, we'll custom do the platform. We can put all the stuff in. We can do the whole thing. I have a team of people that are trained to be able to set those things up. And then eventually there's going to be a do-it-yourself version that somebody can just come in, sign up, and just do it themselves and take advantage of having the managed WordPress part of it.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay. So Kurt says, I'm glad to see interest in the courses gaining momentum. I also understand that DFY is more and more attractive. Can you talk about how they may work together? That's Kurt's question. Okay.
I'm not sure if I understand the question.
I'm trying to anticipate it here too. It says, can you talk? He says that I think maybe we just answered that question because Kurt, maybe you can type in and say we answered that because use a course to promote done for you? So that's what he's saying.
Okay, so I think maybe as part of the sales funnel that you have a course that you teach somebody. Okay, so you using your course to teach somebody enough to let them know that, hey, we want you to do it for me now.
Right.
Kind of give the intro. Yes, that's a course is a really good option for that. And especially at a lower price point, you can bring people in at a lower price point, teach them enough to know that they want to move forward. And in some cases, people get to the point and say, okay, I really don't want to do this myself. And that it happens with my course as well. People sometimes will buy an upsell to have us just go ahead and do it. Or they may have us do the graphics for them. So there's different packages that I can see where that would be a great part of somebody's sales funnel. A free course or even a low price course would be a great part of a sales funnel.
Mm-hmm. So do you have sample courses up there so people can see the interface and see how it looks?
I don't at this point. That's one of the things I'm working on. I'm putting up a course on how to use Zoom. Are you familiar with the Zoom platform?
Yep.
So
it's Google Hangout based.
Actually, Zoom is not.
Oh, it's not?
No,
I thought it was.
It's its own separate platform, and it has you can do online meetings up to 50 people. You can do webinars on it, but it's not. It's totally independent of Google Hangouts. It's a great platform. I recommend it for my students to teach with because you can record, and it's really so easy to use that it just it's become one of the most popular platforms for people that are teaching and doing interactive classes. So,
cool.
But anyway, we're putting up a free course on how to use Zoom, and that's going to be part of our sales funnel is that free course. So I'm hoping to have that up soon. We've got a couple more lessons to finish up, and we'll be putting that online.
Great, yeah, because I'd love to see what the interface looks like and how it all functions, and actually get in there and play around. I think would be something that everybody would like to do, and get a sense of how powerful this is. So Chris says, I'm using that kind of platform soon, teaching bands what it takes to market themselves. Once they see all the work, most musicians then hire an agency like mine. And Kurt also says, I'd like to see what it looks like too.
Yeah. So I do have a demo site set up that I use when I do one-on-one demos. So like on my sales page, there's a way to contact us, either sending an email, there's a phone number. And if somebody wanted to see an actual live demo, I could do a one-on-one demo for somebody.
Well, that would be cool.
See it,
yeah. So. And so if somebody wanted to schedule a demo with you, just go on to that website, and which is sitting right here. And what's the URL again?
CourseLauncherHQ.com.
Okay. So go on there, fill out the contact form and say, I'd like to see a demo. And then you'll arrange that and schedule it, and so you can do a one-on-one.
Yeah, I don't actually have a contact form right now, but there's a link to support at CourseLauncherHQ.com to send an email, or you can actually pick up the phone and call and schedule an appointment. And one of the things I do need to add is the ability to actually schedule an appointment. So we'll be getting that up this week as well.
Cool.
And Anita just put the link in the chat as well. So.
Yep. And just as a side note, if you're looking for a scheduling software, I love Acuity scheduling. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to play with that or not, but it's fabulous.
I played with it a little bit, but I've been using Schedule Once for so long that when I went into Acuity, for some reason, it just didn't click with me. So. Yeah, no,
it's not the most intuitive software, but it's the most incredible software because it integrates with like PayPal, it integrates with GoToMeeting, it integrates with a lot of other things at the same time, so you can set up meetings in there, and you can have multiple calendars. Like I've got one calendar specifically for this Blab, and when you schedule or go in there, it automatically goes to Kay, my assistant, and then she takes care of most of the setup and stuff like that. So you can have different schedules set up to go to different people, which is that I find incredibly cool, and just all the integrations. And it's only like $10 a month. I mean, it's super, super cheap.
Yeah, that's the big difference, because I can do all that with Schedule Once, but I'm paying $26 a month. So
right, yeah, and the tech support there is really, really great. As a matter of fact, I interviewed Gavin, who's the CEO of it, on the Bacon podcast. And a lot of times when I send in requests, like, how do I do this? It's Gavin getting back to me. So he's got a good support team. Their support is great. If you're interested, go check it out at brianloves.info/Acuity. That's my affiliate link if you want to just check it out again. And but it's I've had a couple of people buy into it, and they send me a message, how do I do this? It's like, oh, it's easy. You just because I've done it for so long. It's really cool. Yeah,
I've actually considered switching over myself. It's just one of those things. What I have works, and it's not worth the time yet. But,
right.
But one of the things that we do for our students is we recommend platforms and say, okay, this is easiest to use, this is the least expensive, that kind of thing. And so that's why we're doing the Zoom training and all. We're going to have a webinar jam training in there because we want to make sure that our students have all the tech they need to be able to launch, deliver, and sell. So the next step is once you've got it, you got to market it. So.
Right. Well, if you need some help, I can do a GoToMeeting training for you, or GoToWebinar training.
On you mean how to use GoToWebinar?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you need it.
I don't have that in there yet, so that would be great. And part of what I want to do with the Academy is to bring in people that have expertise in different software or different types of things to teach a little mini course. And then that could direct them to a full course potentially if somebody wanted more information. So the Academy, for me, it's not going to be all just stuff we teach, but bringing in other experts as well.
Yeah, I'd love to help you out. I mean, I've got, I don't know if you're going to be talking about ScreenFlow and recording like that for Mac or Camtasia or stuff like that. I know I'm not a Camtasia person. I'm a ScreenFlow person. And it's just the way I roll.
Yeah. Well, if you've got some trainings on those things, that would be a great addition. Then
sure.
So we need to talk more.
We will talk more. Well, that's the whole purpose of doing this Blab, is so that we get to know more stuff.
I love Blab, man. It's great.
I do too. It's an awesome platform, and I love just the the interaction and stuff. Hey, if anybody wants to jump in, we got an open seat. And I'm going to have to cut out just a little bit early today because right after that I have to record a podcast, and just got back from Denver, so my schedule is like compact. It's like when you're out at a conference.
Yeah.
You get back and it's like squish.
I apologize. I couldn't get in there earlier. That was a weird. I'd never seen that happen because it said I actually clicked the link. The one that says join now.
Right.
And then I had to go back to your page, and there was the bigger picture down below, and I was like, okay, let me click on that one and see what happens. And there you were.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure because I put the link also on Facebook this morning, and that link I think was right. I don't know where we got confused because I just normally here's how I do it is I just go to Blab and I search bacon, and my thing shows up.
I went to Blab and searched bacon, and it didn't show up. So
really
got a little Blab, the whole beta thing.
Right. Yeah. Because that's the way I find my own blabs, and it says, oh, it's happening in 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. So yeah, that's cool. So any other final thoughts you want to talk about, or again, we're not getting anybody jumping in. If you guys got any more questions out there, that's what we're here for, is to answer your questions. But I think you've got a great platform. I haven't had a chance to see it. Conceptually, I know what's going on, but I mean, it's just going to be super cool. And I'm going to definitely schedule a time with you so that I can get in there and see it. And, I would love to be an advocate for what you do, because if you've got a great platform, who wants to reinvent that? And the price is right. I think that's really, really awesome. So maybe that's another thing. Are you offering any kind of affiliate products? Can somebody be an affiliate for you guys?
Yes. I will be taking affiliates. At this point, I'm only taking affiliates, either people I know and trust, or people that have taken the workshop. So, definitely there will be an affiliate program fully available. So I'll get a link to you too, where you can actually get on my schedule for a demo.
Yeah. Cool.
Anybody that has any questions, I'm going to be actually launching my own Blab sometime soon, I hope. With all the stuff I'm doing for the launch of Course Launcher, it's hard to add a Blab to the list, but I want to do an e-learning Blab where it's like just talking about e-learning in general, talking about the tech, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I'd love to be a guest on there because I've got a handful of courses. I think I've got my fifth course out there right now, and I mean they're good, they're clunky, but it's what I had to work with, and if there's a better way of doing it. Now that's a good question. So I got 5 courses. I can add as many courses to this as I want. I can have 100 courses if I want, right?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, see, that's neat. So it's not per course.
That's the thing. It's unlimited courses, unlimited students, and then all the billing and stuff goes through your own PayPal or Stripe, or if you use Authorize.net, we can hook you up with Authorize.net to do your payments.
Right.
And
so
it's
you
not,
can do. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not going. We don't take the payment and then pay you, so you get paid right away. You don't have to wait. Like with some of the platforms where they actually handle all the payments, you have to actually wait until like 30 days before you actually get your money.
Right. And the other thing about this too is, I just lost my train of thought, but that's okay. As far as payments go, so you can do, say you do a one-time course, like the course I sold this weekend was a one-time purchase, and they get lifetime access to it. I'm assuming that you can do subscriptions or memberships or things of that nature, and it's completely that's integrated, but the payment is handled by your own.
Yes. So there's a couple ways you can set up LearnDash, and it has a built-in PayPal and Stripe. Mm-hmm. And I have found that adding the WooCommerce integration works a lot better, because then you've got you can track your orders and all the stuff right inside your WordPress platform. If you just use the built-in payments through LearnDash, it doesn't. You have to go to PayPal to see who paid, and it's I like it a lot better with the WooCommerce. So we had the WooCommerce in there, and then WooCommerce subscriptions is another add-on that lets you do monthly payments, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I'm a big WooCommerce fan. I use it on a lot of e-commerce sites, and it's an awesome platform. You just pay for the plugins yearly, annually. That's the Woo platform, or WooCommerce is free, but all the plugins to do anything is what you pay for in a regular.
Yeah, and that's covered by us, so you don't have to worry about paying for the extra things. Now we don't.
Wow. See, that's cool.
Yeah. So now the basic platform doesn't have the WooCommerce memberships built in. That's one of the higher levels, but but I am going to bundle in the WooCommerce subscriptions, because so many people want to do subscriptions. If I'm doing WooCommerce, I need to really be doing that. So I'm bundling the subscriptions and the basic WooCommerce. And then Stripe and PayPal are also included. If you need Authorize.net, then there is a plugin available for that as well. And that's what I personally use. I really love Authorize.net for the reporting. I can do a lot more with it than I can with the others. Mm-hmm. But for most people getting started, Stripe's really the way to go.
That's what I heard. Flying in from Denver last night, they actually interviewed the guys from Stripe on 60 Minutes. So if you want to check it out, if you haven't, go to CBS and see if you can find a replay of it. But it was really good. It was talking about financial interrupts, that these they're trying to take some of the things that banks do and make it easier and better, and just how millennials won't walk in and get a bank account. They'll just use Stripe as their only thing. So it's pretty cool. All right. So if anybody else doesn't want to jump in real quick, feel free to do it. Let me see. There might be one more question. I know Anita saw the platform. It's awesome. And Mist of Sky Cannon, I don't know if I said it right. When starting a new online business and website, how do you know how do you know how to set up a bank account in DBA and to protect yourself? And Anita saw that on 60 Minutes. Well, setting up a business in a DBA, it depends on where you live, obviously. And one of the things that I would say, if you're going to start a business, you want to go to a bank and get a true bank account, because something like PayPal, you're going to need a routing number, an account number, in order to even set up the account to do business. And I was in Denver. I was talking to somebody. She was having all kinds of craziness with PayPal. She got 3 starter checks and wrote them out, and didn't have a check to be able to tell PayPal what to do. And as far as setting things up, you really, I'm not a lawyer. You should probably talk to either a lawyer or maybe even like a small business development. So SBDC, go talk to them. But generally speaking, you're going to want to set up as a, C Corp, S Corp, LLC, just to protect yourself. And it really depends on what makes the most sense for you and taxes in your state. So it's kind of a hard question to answer. But hopefully that gave you something to work with. But, like, for example, I'm in S Corp. And I've been a C Corp. I've done that before. I know some people like LLC. In the state of Illinois, though, LLCs are really super expensive as opposed to just having an S Corp. I don't know what it's like in, Ohio, Colorado, Florida, whatever. That's it. You really got to check your state and see what makes the most sense. But does that help? Hopefully.
Yeah, we're an S Corp as well. Back when we incorporated 20 years ago, S Corp was really the way to go, and then LLCs started becoming more popular in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, all right, and I got to thank you. So, Ellen, again, people, the website's sitting in the chat, but you say it again.
CourseLauncherHQ.com.
Awesome. Hey, this has been one of my favorite blabs, I got to tell you.
Thanks.
Yeah, no offense to Kurt, because we had a really good one when we came back from NAMS and had a really, really good wrap-up show, and we're probably going to do that again because we learned so much we couldn't even fit it in an hour. But this is what I think Blab should be. You got something, you need to learn about something. It's, educational, it's fun. I don't think a lot of people understand, all the ins and outs. After building 5 courses, I look at what you're doing and going, holy crap, this is cool. I'm geeking out about it because it's like you do so much work and the cost is only $1,000 a year. I mean, if I had to pay somebody to set this thing up for me, it would cost me more than $1,000. So this is it's a great deal. I can't wait to see the demo of it. I'm really looking forward to playing with it, and I want to start figuring out how to incorporate it in my business. That's super, super cool. And because going forward, I'm going to keep doing more courses. I mean, I'm a teacher by trade. That's what I love to do. And so I love this kind of stuff. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to playing around.
Great. I'm looking forward to demoing it with you.
Cool. All right. And I know Kurt's on board too, man. He wants to play. So all right, Ellen, I'm going to shut this down because I got to take a short break and then I got to get ready for my next podcast. So people, thank you. First and foremost, thank you for coming. And make sure that you go check out, again, we're broadcasting from CBS, Central Bacon Studios. This is sponsored by the Bacon Podcast. So go check out baconpodcast.com. And also check out my new book coming soon on Amazon called The Bacon System. It's all about the bacon, baby. So, Ellen, this has been a blast. I really appreciate you and your time. And I know I'll have this recording up there soon, too. So this will be on blabwithbacon.com if you want to watch the replay. If you need a copy of it to download, let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. It'll be up there. And there's an audio file, too, if you want to just use that. I've got it as well. So thanks again so much for coming.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, guys, take care. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon.